So, I wonder how many of you all out there don't want to take the jab. If it comes down to having to take the jab, or the juice, whatever you want to call this shit. How many of you are not going to take it if it comes down to you have no choice, or it seems like you have no choice? You're either going to have to go off grid or take the jab. So, kind of like a poll. How many of you know how to survive off grid? I know some of you do. I know some of y'all that no one would ever suspect knows how to make it. They just ain't telling people. You know, they're telling people right now that over 50% of the world has already gotten vaccinated, but I believe that's bullshit. It's like the voter polls. They're going to tell you that a majority is voting for opponent A or opponent B because they want to sway the rest of their votes. Because there's a lot of dipshits out there that think, oh well, just because, well, since you know what, he's going to win, I might as well just go ahead and vote for him, instead of making up their own fucking choice. Or they're worried about what Bob's doing. That's all part of the brainwashing that, you know, most of us has been through, you know. What is Jane doing? What is Jane's opinion of me? Because I need my opinion to be based on what they think of me. It's all a fucking game. You know, I roll my fucking eyes at people that they get up and they work their ass off all of their fucking life to send their kids to school, and they don't even take the time to teach their kids how to question everything that they're being taught in school. Question it. Just because they told you that doesn't mean it's the truth. Go find out for yourself afterwards. Do what you got to do in school, but still, don't trust no man. They work their ass off all their life, and then when things start to change and it's not for the better, after spending their life creating a future for their children, they don't even realize that they're fucking that you know what? Allowing this shit to happen is only going to destroy their children's future. If there is no tomorrow for your children, you know, that's a big fucking, that's a big span of what do you mean? Well, if your child cannot consciously make a fucking choice because there's something else putting choices in his head, right? What kind of life is that? I look around, you know, at all these people in this world, and they're all suffering from depression. Well, what is it really? They told you it was a chemical imbalance in the brain. Have you ever thought that maybe it wasn't a chemical imbalance in the brain? Maybe it was what they fucking taught you? Ever thought that maybe it's the shit that they're feeding you? Whether it's in your fucking food or what you draw in from the television. We're living in a fucking sick society. Once I realized that we were living in a fucked up society, a backward society, I believe that's when my fucking depression went away. Once I realized that others are just like me, they're questioning these things. Usually it's about the age of a teenager. You know, that's You know, in all the MK Ultra cases that come out, you know, everybody think, well, this bitch is fucked up. Well, you know, these movie stars, whenever they start to break down and they leash out and do odd fucking things, and then they send them back into the hospital, right? It's usually about their teenage years. That's because they're starting to realize that, you know, all those fucking dreams aren't reality. And how do they deal with that? My child, when he went to school, at the age of 7, he started having problems. He'd come home, I could see his anxiety and depression. So I sat him down and started watching shows with him, teaching him about how his brain works, how his mind works, and that his mind splits. That everybody is backwards. Little girls will pick on you. They will treat you like they don't like you, but those are the ones that like you. And the boys that want to bully you, they are the ones that are the bitches. But if they can call your bluff, then at least they got power over you and they don't have to fear you anymore. But the little girls, they always act like they didn't like you because they didn't want you to realize that they did like you, because they don't know how they would be able to handle that. The mind splits. And when the mind splits at that age, 7 or 8, it's confusing because you consciously are aware of your consciousness. Before then, it's just, you know, you're just taking things in. You're under hypnosis. You're under a different brainwave state. So once I had to go up to the school, and they tried to explain to me that, you know, something's wrong with my son and he's got depression, blah, 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 or he's getting anxious. He's not learning much in school, and that he probably needs to be put on some kind of medication or counseling. And I told him, I said, no. I said, maybe you need to become more fucking educated on at the age of 7 or 8, how the mind splits for children. And they start to become consciously aware of their own consciousness, and they don't know how to handle that because it's questioning everything that they're taking in from then on. They got to be adjusted to it. It's kind of fucked up how they come back to me and they said, you know what? Your son's going to be just fine. We don't know how, but everything's working out for him. Because I took the fucking time to make sure that my son questions every fucking thing, and he should. But parents don't even do their own fucking research. They just automatically accept what they're being told by somebody that doesn't have any more fucking sense than them. And they'll put their kid on medications or tell their kid that, and this is the worst fucking thing you can do. Oh, something's wrong with your brain. You're going to need to take this medication. And then as they get a little older, they think it's them and not the world. When the fucking world is backwards. It was meant to be that way. When you fell out of your mother's womb, if she was feet flat on the fucking ground, you would be upside down. Did you know that it even takes, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe longer, to realize that you have to learn to see right side up. Check into it. What you see as down is really up, and what you see as up is really down. Left is really right, and right is really left. Fuck with your eyes a little bit over in the corners of your eyes and see where the black dot shows up. Yeah, you should be questioning every fucking thing around you. You should be learning as much as you can. Even the Lord said you must make your left your right and your right your left. You're up, you're down, you're down, you're up. See, but those who know are the ones that are running this fucking planet. And they're keeping you locked in this backwards fucking world. See, the whole idea is you know what? You're not fucking good enough. You're heathens. You're fucking trash. You will not fucking take the time to learn the knowledge that you need to understand what the fuck is really going on. You won't take the time. You're too busy worrying about, you know, what the fucking stars on TV are doing. You know, what hair product to use. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, man. You know, if you want to dress a specific way, that's your business. You know what I mean? And I understand. See, the whole idea behind the social skills was taken off of what it takes to be a gray man. See, people think that a gray man is a man that can be hidden by wearing just gray out in public, but that's not the case. You know, he's not seen because he's the gray man. Well, no, because gray has a way of not stimulating the eyes. It's like an offset color. But that's not necessarily the case, because you don't want to be the fucking gray man in a white room. You don't want to be dressed off from the way others are dressed. A gray man, if you're in a room with a bunch of suits and ties, you better be in a fucking suit and tie. So they've taken your primal skills and used them against you. Your primal skills of survival. And social skills are survival skills. They just changed the fucking name. Because when you go to school, you have to dress a specific way not to be noticed. And that's the whole point, is you're trying not to be noticed. Nobody really wants to be noticed. But that's just how the mind works. Just some of the things about the mind that people they don't learn these things. They don't take the time to figure out how to get the knowledge. See, and the reason I bring this up is because people don't want to study history. They don't want to, you know, it's like triple fold. From the microcosm to the macrocosm. There's lots of things that happened in history. It's not just exactly what they told you happened. You have different, you know, facets. You got fucking alchemy. You got magic. Your basic manipulation. Then you had those that they didn't give a fuck. They wasn't learning that. They was brutes. They just went out and they just fucking killed everything around them. But make no mistake, the shaman, the Indians, the black indigenous people, they were killed on purpose. They knew exactly what the fuck they was doing when they killed these people, because these people knew how to read culture, the cult of culture. They knew how to read it. They seen the signs. They don't want you to see these fucking signs. So they kill anything that understands how to reach out and reach into the spirit side of this fucking world. You think it was a bunch of dumbass fucking rednecks that come over here and killed the fucking Indians? No. Why did they kill the Mayans? Why did they destroy all their books? If you was going to kill the Mayans, wouldn't you save their books so you could try to get to have an understanding of what the fuck they was about? Well, you know what? They told you they destroyed those books. Can you prove that they destroyed them books? Or all their tablets, or all their information? Maybe they're holding that shit. Maybe because the elite believe that they are the elite and they are the chosen ones. And whenever it comes to a specific time, they're going to know, but you won't. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, what's going on isn't spiritual, but trust me, It's spiritual. It just may not be God's spiritual. It may not be the shit that they told you that keeps you manipulated into believing that you're a fucking sinner. Or some bullshit like that. You ever wonder how many times a day people guilt you on things? And how easy it is to get you to do things based on the guilt? And once you see this, once you see how most people will fucking guilt you into getting you to do what they want you to do, it's like a butterfly. It flies away. They can't fucking do it anymore. You know, we all have lines on our face, lines that form. And one of the deepest fucking lines is guilt and shame. Probably because it shouldn't be there, really. But you've been talked into, as a child, into the idea of being guilty of something. Guilt and shame. It suppresses your power. It suppresses you from truly knowing how fucking powerful you can be. You know, kind of like these dipshits out here that are like, well, my third eye is calcified. And as long as if I can't figure out a way to get in there and do a deep scrub on my fucking third eye, my pineal gland, if I don't figure out how to do that, then I will never be able to get my kundalini to rise. I will never see what's really going on in this world. Well, you know what? Think about it. What is calcium? It is kind of a crystalline form. And isn't it crystals that take in certain frequencies that you need? Maybe that shit's supposed to be there. Maybe they told you that you won't, so that you won't try. Or that you will believe the lie. The best thing you can do for yourself in these days is to forget every fucking thing that you know, because you know nothing. And go out and try to experience the world as a fucking child. As a child. A child doesn't think he knows anything. He's just trying to accept whatever comes at him just as it is. I sit here and I watch these dipshits all fucking day long. You will try to tell them something. And instead of just observing what you say and trying to take it in, they're going to try to tell you how that's not the truth, that they know the truth, and that's just the way it is. Well, you know what? They're exactly right. They are exactly fucking right. And that's the way their life is going to be. And that's what they're going to project out, and that's what they're going to get back because they believe that they are right. I don't believe that I'm right about anything. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to fucking believe what I say. If there's anything that I want you to believe about what I say is, don't believe in anything. Just look around you. Take the time to learn history. Just observe shit. Don't try to have an opinion towards whatever it is that comes at you. And don't allow people to guilt you over anything. Kind of like the fucking TV. Are they not guilting those that won't take the jab into trying to take the jab? Or they will tell you that, well, you know what, 90% of the public has already taken the jab. You know, it's just the rest of you losers that are scared because you're a bunch of little crazy vagina heads. I'm not believing that shit. I know there's a lot of people out here that are not taking that shit. I'm not taking that shit, nor am I taking their shit. They can go fuck themselves. I don't care. I'm not manipulated by what they say, what they do, or what they believe. Because I have my own beliefs based on the information that I've went out and I've grasped for myself. I don't know if that shit is going to be bad for you or good for you. I'm just observing. See, when you get to that point, you can't be guilted into anything. I've got friends. I thought they was hard motherfuckers. They just die hard. They ain't taking no bullshit. And then motherfuckers went right in and they well, my doctor said this or my doctor said that, and I'm like, really? How the fuck is it your doctor doesn't know everything? If your chef said that you need to eat this shit that they pulled just right up out the goat, and they baked it up so it's good and clean now and you can eat it, are you going to fucking eat it? Well, the doctor said I can eat that shit. Are you going to eat that shit? Or the chef, if the chef said that, you know what, hey, I just cooked this. I've been in cutlery for all these years. I'm a sous chef and I cooked up this goat shit for you. Are you gonna eat that? Well, he's the professional, right? What does it mean to be a professional? Most people don't even look the fucking word up. They believe professional means that this guy's got millions and millions of years of knowledge at his fingertips, and he is the authority. But to be a professional, all you have to do is do it for a living. So if I tell you right now that I'm a professional on the jabber and all this bullshit that they're trying to give you, well, if I'm doing it for a living and I'm making money, that makes me a professional. Question everything. Don't believe any fucking thing that you hear. And if you are not planning on taking the jab, your only move forward is you better have the knowledge on how to survive off grid. Because it's going to come to that point where there's only going to be a few. And if they're not off grid and away from the rest of the world, you're not going to be able to buy, sell, or trade. Have you heard that before somewhere? You know, a lot of things in the Bible are correct, but you got to learn to read between the lines of their bullshit that they put in the Bible and what the Bible says that is correct. It doesn't take very long. Just follow the pattern recognition of this world, the way things are going, and then read parts of the Bible. I'm not telling you to stop at the Bible. Read the Egyptian text. Go back and see what the Sumerians were doing. Who are the Knights Templar? Go back and study all that shit, so that way that you can form you a good fucking opinion on what is going on today is no different than what was going on back then. And it's like somebody had said once before, I don't know who it was. I know I heard it. I think his name was Moses. The Lord told him there's nothing new under the sun. So if there's nothing new under the sun, this new strain, where the fuck did it come from?